What up, guys? This is Casey Israel again, and these are my import video games that came in this past week. And I'm pretty sure you guys are like, what the hell are you doing up so early? And usually this is pretty early for me for the weekend. But dude, I slept a ton Friday. My guts were in bad shape. And I was ready to. I slept a ton last night as well, so I'm raring to go. So let's start off with the PAL games, the European games. And these both came in a few days ago. And this is Adventure Island 1 and 2 for the European games. These are PAL B games, if you see where it says B. So, Adventure, apparently in Europe, they call this Adventure Island in the Pacific, and it says classic right there. So that's weird. At that time, it wasn't a classic until later on, it's known as a classic. And then this one says The Adventure Island Part 2 2. Look, it's hard to see, but it has numeral number 2, and then it says the word 2. So that's kind of weird they had that right there. So it was cool. I really like the box art. I mean, the box art, the label art on these. I think that's pretty badass looking. Too bad we didn't get that cover art. And then these are Asian games about the show. Um, let's start off with Tetris. And you can see the Asian version. I just realized these on when it has no clips, like how you can see right there, you got clips. That equals these are 5 screw games, but usually with 5 screw games, I believe they're either Phillips or flathead, but these are the bit driver screws on these right here. Like the same one, you can see the bit driver screws right there. But in America, if it's a 5 screw, you could easily take a screwdriver and undo these cartridges. But with these 3 screws, you need the bit security bit driver. So and then the one that I couldn't wait really to come in, minus the Tetris, obviously, is Super Mario Brothers, the Asian version. Actually really like their label art as well. So, I still think it's badass. I mean, it's still weird that they have 2 different colors. I mean, this is the normal color cartridge that we got in America and throughout everywhere else, but then Asia and I think Hong Kong got this color, like more of a white gray color. You can tell the big difference between it. So I like to point that out all the time. So yeah, getting these games, these import uh, NES games, they're getting expensive. Especially, shoot, I think I'm trying to remember how much I paid for these two on eBay. Let me take a look. I might have paid a pretty good penny for those two. Let's check. Purchase. Yep, pretty much $100. It was 81.50 plus almost $20 in shipping. So 50, nearly damn near $50 a piece. What's up, Melissa? How's it going? How are you doing today? And then I think, let's see how much those these two Venture Island games were $60 and $10 for shipping. So these import games are quite expensive. I mean, right now there's one that I'm watching right now on eBay. It says CA with American dollar. I think that's Canadian money. But then it drops. I really think it is. I know. That's why I said most people who knows me knows I am not a morning person. I just slept a lot. But this offer right here is Canadian $300 for a bunch of these NES PAL games, like 8 PAL games in their boxes, and it looks like an NES European version of the. You get those games, just showing the games off, and then the NES is quite yellowed. I would love to get this lot, but I can't afford that right now. Especially right now, American money, it would have been up $247. I'm like, fuck that. I'm sorry. I mean, I'd love to get it, but I ain't paying that. But just a short haul today. I mean, but I probably will go try to sell off those Sega Genesis games that are in the sports games at flea market maybe a little later on. Try to get something cool. Try not. I'm not sure. I definitely want to relax. What's up, Dave? Dave Rose. I help help donate towards shaving your head. And these are import games, Dave. You got 2 European games. Oh, you're welcome, bro. These are European PAL games. And then these are Asian version NES games. But yeah, now we're bald brothers. And dude, you got that freaking. I got spoiled by Ken's Twitter. Still gotta watch. Oh well, I mean, I know, dude. Dave, I love having all these types of Super Mario carts. I mean, you got this one, and then I got the European triple pack that's not very common to get. Oh god, I can try to reach over and get it. What the fuck? Oh, it sounded like someone. Oh, someone said. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. This is the triple pack that was on a that came out in Europe. this is not an actual real box. This is Super Mario, Tetris, and World Cup triple pack. This is very it's kind of hard to come by. Like I got lucky about I found one for eBay. It was like the guy was asking for like $100, I think, Australian. And then thanks, Emily. What was cool is that, oh yeah, they wanted $100 Australian for this. Then I looked up on my what's it called, pricecharting.com. It's like goes for like less, like around $20 loose. So like, what the fuck? So I went back on eBay. Luckily, the person did not take my offer. Found a cheaper one, and and I've got the loose copy. And then I turned around and bought this box. And what's cool, they sell boxes like this. I mean, this is brand new, but they're a bitch to fold up too. So, I see. Oh, yeah. Actually, there was a vintage stock up here. I think they had a Super Scope with the game, or maybe it was with the Sega Genesis. Uh, but it's one of those two. They had the the gun and the game, and I think they wanted $50 or $60. I was like, eh. Oh, I mean, they really did not utilize the Super Scope as they did with the light gun or the zapper. They just pretty much gave it the update version of Super Scope. I mean, it is cool. It's like a bazooka kind of thing, but I mean, people are gonna want to play with the zapper more than the bazooka thing. But but oh shoot, I don't blame Dave hating it. I mean, a bunch of the games that utilize it were awful. I mean, there's a bunch of Duck Hunt is 100 times better than anything they had for the Super Scope. I mean, shoot, you had Duck Hunt, you had Gumshoe, you got Hogan's Alley. Right there are already three good games. God, what's that one with Wild Gunman, right? Yeah, Wild Gunman. That's even a good game too. And then they have several unlicensed games that utilize the NES Zapper. But I shown off my GameCube collection before, but I could show it off. It's modest. It's right there. It doesn't. I don't have a lot. I mean, some of this I kept from when I originally bought the GameCube back in '01. But or was it '02 when they? I think it was '01. But yeah, a lot of these I kind of kept during that time frame. The latest, coolest ones I picked up is Chibi Robo, and when I saw it recently, I had to pick it up because that game's been going up in price. Uh, I know I used to play WWE Days of Recting. Oh, there goes my doggies. Metro Prime. Maybe I did sell off some of my GameCube stuff because I used to have these the WrestleMania X8 and X9 in the original things, and these are Hollywood videos right there. Thanks, Dave. Then you got. I showed it off. I love my Pikmin games 1 and 2 right there. Got Mario Kart Double Dash is one of my favorites. And then you got a couple of these Zelda collection editions. Super Mario Sunshine, I'm not a big fan of Sunshine. Yeah, I think for some reason, I think I sold my GameCube collection a while because a lot of these look like the normal ones that looks like the ones I picked up in later time. So, I mean, I think even I picked up this. This might be my original Blitz, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think I might have sold a bunch of my GameCube games back then. I think the only ones I kept was this one and my the F-Zero, the Sunshine, Sonic's Gym. Agent Under Fire. That's one of my favorite Bond games. That's one of my Bond favorite games. And the other one would be, was it Nightfire? But I love playing that on the Xbox. But has limited games. Oh, well, you know what's funny about that, Ryan Murray? About F-Zero on the GameCube? It was actually made by Sega. And that's pretty much the last version of F-Zero we had. We didn't have F-Zero on the Wii. We sure hell didn't have on the Wii U. I mean, we had a spiritual was it successor with the God, what's this called? It was on the Switch as well. You had two versions on it. It's like Fast Neon or Neon Fast or something like that. It was a really good game that's on the Switch, and it's also they had a version of the same thing on the Wii U. I loved that game, but oh man. I mean, I don't even remember selling a bunch of those GameCube games. I mean, I remember with the I did remember selling my GameCube because me and my late wife, we picked up the Wii, and the Wii played GameCube. So there, at the time, you don't need a GameCube when you had the Wii. And what was cool with the GameCube I did have, uh, had a skin on it that looks like diamond plate on it. So I kind of missed that diamond plate look. But I try to keep most of my games ports. Yeah, I remember the Star Wars pod racing. I mean, God, I gotta try to remember that there's a I feel there's a better game on the Switch and the Wii U, but oh gosh, it sucks when I try to remember when I sold shit off. I mean, I remember when I sold off a bunch of my Xbox games before because gosh, when I moved to Pennsylvania, my original Xbox that I bought from my best friend long time ago. He when I moved to Pennsylvania, like a couple years later or a year or two later after I moved there, wanted to play something on the Xbox, wasn't working. And then I was like, well, fuck. So I had the 360. So I was like, well, I tested a bunch of the games, and the only one that were backward compatible was the Halo games. So I sold off all my Xbox games, but then I came with there's a flea market in Salisbury that had a auction that had not only an Xbox, had a buttload of games, and that's where I got a ton of my Xbox games now from that auction. And I told this story before where and then I took and I also bought a third Xbox in a town called Lehighton, and there's a flea market like on the very end of town, and I think I paid $10. It's like, hey, it's $10. If it works, it not great. If not, it's $10. But I never. Yeah, you know what? I know a ton of I know Japanese people do not like Xbox. They did not like the original. I sure hell know they didn't like the Xbox One. But back to that one story. Me and my brother-in-law took the three broken Xboxes, and we Frankenstein one working one. Why would they? You know what? Back with Xbox, back then it was the more powerful console. I mean, shit, GameCube was more powerful than the PS2, even though on the GameCube had smaller disc, but it was more powerful than PS2. But didn't really matter. The PS2 still had it by the balls where it was playing DVDs and had backward compatible to the PS1. I mean, Ryan, I'm gonna have to come on. Let's be for real. I mean, GameCube is cool, but back then, no one really liked the GameCube. Come on, no, like let's be for real. I mean, the when the Wii came out, people were like, "Oh, we're back on Nintendo side," and those same people left when the Wii U. I mean, I was on the Wii, but I was one of the people who loved the Wii U. Yeah, like remember, I before the Wii U was a flop, GameCube was considered a flop. I mean, a lot of times they kind of almost considered then 64 like a flop as well, but I mean, they love to take like a very well, yeah, exactly. I mean, well, they say the Wii is like two GameCubes duct tape together. So I'm like, okay, so that means I think GameCube was 128 bits, so it's like a God, trying to figure out was that 200 and oh god, that's so much. Trying to figure out 200 and it's too early to do math. 36, 236 bits. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Let's check that math. 128 times 2. No, I was totally wrong. It's 256. And I think I know why I thought why I said that. I was thinking instead of 128, I was thinking 118. Because let's say 118 times 2. Yeah, I was correct. It would have been 236, so I was wrong. Well, I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, Wii's a good thing to use as for doing homebrew on it. Shoot, even the Wii U is a good system to do it as well. I could have had that during when the Wii U was relevant. One of the people in Allentown, Pennsylvania, was, "Hey, I can jailbreak your Wii U." It's like, I mean, I wanted to, but it's like I also don't want to get banned from Nintendo servers, so I did not want to try that. Well, I mean, if I was you, I mean, that would be cool. I mean, I don't think Nintendo cares if you modify your Wii right now. I don't even think they care if you modify. Oh, they did do an update for the Wii U, but I know they don't care if you modify your Wii. I mean, shoot, we're heading towards what's the rumors of the Switch Pro. So eventually, they're not going to care if you modify your Wii U. Oh, come on. I feel bad if we're jailbreaking the Switch. I totally agree about that because people jailbroken their Switches. They done it with the Wii U. So I was kind of the same thing. I did not want to jailbreak a current system because I'm like, I don't want to get banned. So, but for some system that's like 2 generations back, I'm not. I don't feel bad about it at all. I mean, shit. I wish I had a modded Xbox because you can run a ton of stuff on the original Xbox. And actually, I think I'm gonna jailbreak my Super NES. Actually, technically, you kind of could. I mean, if you can jailbreak your Super Nintendo, the only way you could is just breaking the 2 tabs that are inside your Super Nintendo. Makes it where you can play Super Famicom games. And I'm thinking about doing that too because I don't need to right now because oh yeah, you can take what you could do is yeah, you break 2 tabs in your Super Nintendo. It's in the cartridge slot. And then you break those 2 tabs, you can put Super Famicom games. It would disable the region. Well, I'm not 100% sure it'll play European games, but it will play Japanese Super Famicom if you break those 2 tabs and then you can put the cartridge in. Because I can show you, like, let me show you something real quick. Oh, well, I don't know about that, Ryan. Um, I don't know. You might be lucky. I don't know if it works on your version of the Super Nintendo. But as American version, I know we could do this because you go see how much I paid for Ultraman, $3. But you see those two slots right there on the Super Nintendo? You break those two tabs where those slots supposed to be, you can take your Super Famicom games and it'll slide right in there because that's what's preventing the from you playing these Super Famicom games. I mean, you could try. I know European SNES has the same shape of the console, and I'm thinking your guys' version, the cartridge, does it look like this? I believe it does. So, I mean, if you have those two tabs, maybe it will play. Yeah, so that's why I thought. So if you have the slots, maybe I would just suggest try it out. I mean, if not, I mean, cheapest way is either do one or two things. You could either uh, get the Retron 5 phone call, or like there's my local game store. They selling their Super Famicom for $80, I think. And so, but Japanese consoles are cheap, or than getting. I mean, they sell like crazy in Japan. So I probably need to get together with you, Ryan, because I'm getting into these PAL games. So I'm wondering if these prices are like that in American. Oh yeah, I do not like the Super Nintendo. They sell the retro games and convention. Oh yeah, I mean they sell. I mean they sell those like dirt cheap sometimes, but I hear some stores are like super expensive though too. I mean, what's crazy is a lot of the Super Famicom games I got and the Famicom games I got them locally. I think I only bought two, three games, maybe up to five or six. I'm not exactly sure on eBay. I mean, I know I bought my gold Punch Out Famicom cart, the most expensive game I bought personally. Uh, I bought Mother. I bought my mother. And then gosh, what else did I buy? Milk, like nuts and milk or something like that. And I believe I bought Devil's World off there. But I think the rest of it well, yeah, I have my the Mother one. And actually I just remembered I do have my Mario 1, 2, 3, and Mario Bros on in boxes. So, but most of my Super Famicom and most of my Famicom games I bought locally, especially recently. I mean, a bunch of the Famicom games I bought in Pennsylvania, but all my Super Famicom games I got locally in Oklahoma. So, and I only saw like a small little stack like that of Asian games in America, and it was in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Yeah, dude, I actually do like listen to like Mother or Earthbound music. It sounds awesome, especially like God, piano versions. But oh gosh, but yeah, I'm just kind of running out of things to talk about. I'm still hadn't broke open this NES game, HD, so I'm curious if this actually plays PAL games. I bet it probably does. For some reason, they have. I just noticed they have it in English, and Japanese, even though they play NES games. But yeah, I would suggest if you want to get the Super Famicom, play them. If your guy's version of Super Nintendo does not have those tabs, then there's probably what's your best collection? Are you say what's the best thing in my collection? Oh God, I don't know. Minus the arcade cabinet, the what the arcade one up cabinet that's been modded with a bunch of arcade games. I don't know. God, I mean, I got a bunch of Neo Geo best games for a console. Oh well, shoot, that's even harder. Ooh, excuse me. That's even harder. I'm gonna say right now, my favorite thing I have, I'm gonna say is the Gold Punch Out. Is my favorite thing. Excuse me again. Damn. Is my Gold Famicom Punch Out. That's probably my favorite thing I got, or the best thing I got right now. Uh, I paid. I've been dying to get this for a while. I seen this cart, a different version of this cart at the Classic Game Junkie, and I think they had it priced just under 200. I think it was 180 or something. And now I think I paid around 200, maybe 220 something. That's with shipping. So there goes my dogs again. So that was probably one of the better things in the collection I really love. It's this guy right here. And I like how it looks like a mini cart to NES, but it's like a mirror version of it. It has the ridges on the wrong side. Logan Paul's Punch Out. Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'm gonna try to do something tonight, so I can't promise, but I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good day. I was going to say good night, but just hit 10 o'clock in the morning, and I need to eat. So you guys have a good day. Thank you, guys.